Mastering project cost management, strategies, tips, and best practices. As an integral part of project management, cost management is the practice of planning and controlling the budget of a project. Cost management is a structure of management accounting that enables an organization to forecast expenses to help reduce the possibility of going over budget. Project cost management is a practice that uses technology to calculate project costs and efficiency through the life cycle of all projects. What is project cost management? Cost management is the process of estimating, allocating, and controlling project costs. The cost management process allows a business to predict future expenses to reduce the chances of budget overrun. Projected costs are calculated during the planning phase of a project and must be approved before work begins. Expenses are documented and tracked as the project plan is executed, so teams stay within the cost management plan. Once the project is completed, predicted costs and actual costs are compared, providing benchmarks for future cost management plans and project budgets. Benefits of project cost management. Project cost management plays a key role especially in large organizations running multiple projects simultaneously. Organizations establish cost management systems in order to clarify the expectations of stakeholders, avoid scope creep by communicating with the customer in the light of inputs generated from the cost management system, find out the cost overruns and take actions quickly, maintain the profit rate and avoid losses, collect data for future projects and bidding. Process of project cost management. Project cost management has 4 processes. 1. Planning cost management. 2. Estimating costs. 3. Determining budget. 4. Controlling costs. Each process has both inputs and outputs. Planning. The first thing you have to do is to plan your cost management. Planning is an essential process that establishes the policies, procedures, and documentation for managing project costs. Estimating costs. Estimating is the predicting of project duration and costs. Creating the WBS, work breakdown structure, establishes a foundation for estimating which prevents you to make mistakes. There are some tools such as analogous estimating, bottom-up estimating, expert judgment, etc. can be used for cost estimation at this step. Determining budget. Determining the project budget is the most important step in finalizing the planning of a project. You will baseline all the costs and establish a set of actions that will keep you on track at this step. Controlling costs. Controlling is the process of monitoring the performance of the project to update the project costs and managing changes to the cost baseline. The purpose of this process is to compare all the planned and actual figures and calculate the variances. How to create a project budget. Below steps can be followed while creating a project budget. Review the project cost management plan. Review the project scope. Analyze the risk register. Analyze the organizational process assets. Create the project schedule. Determine the resources. Perform cost estimates for each activity and work package. Assess indirect costs. Create the cost baseline. Tips for managing project cost. Prepare a baseline budget. Keep in mind the markups. Add contingency reserve to your budget for managing identified risks. Add management reserve to your budget for unforeseen works. Use software to track your project's costs. Record actual costs. Analyze the procurement strategies. Calculate and update cost metrics. Update cost estimations regularly. Communicate with team members regularly. Control the productivity of resources. Bear in mind the travel costs for projects far from the company's head office. Review the administrative costs. Make cost performance analyses to understand the performance status. Use a project cost management software to update the baseline budget quickly. Whether you have a small project or a large project, it's important to know that a project cannot be performed without a proper cost management system. Project management success depends on the ability to establish an effective cost management system. Otherwise, your company could lose money as costs exceed estimates.